Hey everyone, it's Sarah from Sassy Reads, and today I'm going to be talking about some of the books that I read in 2018. So, I got some books to go over. One of those is a reread. I used to love this book. I remember when I was, how old was I? Was I in 8th grade? No. I must have been in 7th grade. I think I was in 7th grade, yeah. Maybe even younger. 2011. So sometime in 2011, I think. I read The Hollow by Jessica Verde. And this was in the height of my paranormal romance reading, only though I hadn't really known what this one was about. All I knew was that The Hollow followed this girl named Abby, whose best friend had recently gone missing, and she sees this guy at her funeral, and they end up falling in love. And it's set in the town of Sleepy Hollow. And I remember loving this book because I was like, I just loved it. Like, I love the fact that Abby made perfumes. I thought that was so cool when I was little. And I loved the atmosphere and the fact that it was set in Sleepy Hollow, which is the creepiest place I could imagine. And it felt so gothic and so creepy and so depressing because Abby has severe depression and she's so depressed and she doesn't want to be here anymore and blah 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 blah. Well, and then the ending. The ending was so good because I was like, it was like mind-blowing for young me. So I bought the sequel. Well, more like my mom bought the sequel for me for Christmas and gave it to me. But I was there to pick it out. And I've never read it. So the sequel for The Hollow has been sitting on my shelf for years. And I was like, do I want to get rid of this book or do I want to keep it? But my mom gave it to me, so I want to like at least try to read it. So I was like, I really don't remember much of The Hollow. Like, I remember the ending, but I don't remember The Hollow. So let me go and reread it, because my library has the audiobook, which is a great way to reread novels. So, a novel that I originally gave 5 stars is not 5 stars anymore. This is rare because this year the books that I've reread have actually gotten higher ratings from me instead of the opposite. But this is the one book that I reread this year that I ended up disliking. Which is fine with me because I do still plan on continuing with the trilogy because my library has the audiobooks, so why not? So that'll be something I probably do in 2019. But, oh y'all, this re-listening experience was very enlightening. The drama is not really drama. Literally, this book does nothing. It's just a romance story that's creepy. I wrote a review for it. You can go read it. It's so boring and cliche, and literally the whole novel is Abby mooning and pining over Caspian, and I wasn't a fan. And then Abby as a character, she's a drag. I do like that she struggles with depression, because I think that's a really interesting take within a paranormal setting. It brings in contemporary elements of mental health that are really important. But all she wants to do is date Caspian. There's nothing else outside of that, and make perfume. I do love the perfume making, but even then, like, she lets that kind of go to the wayside and focuses all on Caspian. And also, her friendship with her friend who ends up dying is not really convincing. And then when she's like reading her diary and stuff and trying to find out what happened, I was just kind of like, not feeling it. So, yeah, I'm trying to find like what I could say about this more, but I don't have much to say about it because literally nothing happens in this novel except the grand reveal at the ending about why things are going on and things are so strange. Go read my review. So yeah, I'll leave that link down below. Then I read, this is like a Daring Booktubeathon, So this is one of the books that I finished for Booktubeathon. I finished The Stepford Wives by Ira Levin. Or Levin. I want to say Ira Levin because that sounds better to me, and the way that I speak, it just sounds better. It's probably wrong, but we're going with it. So I give this 4 stars. We follow, what is her name? Joanna Eberhardt. She is married with 2 children, Stepford, and they moved to Stepford, Connecticut. Right. And it seems real nice. Everyone is so sweet, but the problem is that they don't want to do anything but cook and clean, and it just feels a little off to Joanna. And she makes friends with a woman who is also a feminist, and they're just ready to rally. Well, then her husband ends up getting sucked in to the Stepford, like, men's club, and things begin to get a little strained between Joanna and her husband. And as the story progresses, we are faced with the possibility of whether or not these wives have been replaced by robots. Are they or are they not? That's the question. That's what you want to know. That's what you want to find out. It's really fun. It's a really short novel. I flew through it. I mean, look at the pages. They are tiny, but like big margins, big print. So like I flew through it. I think I read this one in a day actually, or maybe 2 days. I liked the ending. I like how it was all very open. I liked Levin's writing style. I liked following this narrative. I liked the ante, and I liked the pacing. So I do recommend this one, which is why I give it 4 stars. I feel like it's a pretty good, strong, solid novel. Then I listened to Big Little Lies by Leanne Moriarty. If you're gonna do like any form of medium for Big Little Lies, listen to the audiobook. I'm sure reading it's fun, but the audiobook, y'all, that audiobook was good. It's narrated by Caroline Lee. She like made me so invested in these characters. I was eating up this drama. So in Big Little Lies, we follow 3 women. We follow Celeste, who is kind of like the big hoorah of the kindy moms. Everyone in this little kindy, which is kindergarten, everyone at the kindy, along with their children, respect Celeste. They want their kids to be Celeste's kids' friends, etc., etc. She's kind of got her hand in everyone's pot. Then we also follow Jane, who is a young mom, and she and her son Ziggy have recently moved to this little coastal town in Australia, and they're also joining this kindy party, but Ziggy's transition isn't as well as everyone else's, and it's kind of going all the wrong ways. And then we follow Madeline, who has a completely loving marriage and is completely idyllic, and everyone wants their marriage. And she has 2 little twins who are rambunctious and loud and vivacious. But the secret is that things are not as loving when doors are closed. And that's all I'll say. Well, actually, I totally got them confused. Okay, so Celeste is the one who has the loving husband, and then Madeline is the one who's got her hands in everyone's pot. It's hard to keep track of names. I'm horrible with them. That's the right casting, okay? So I really liked Madeline. She was funny. She's always putting herself in everyone's business, and I thought that was hilarious. Celeste's story hit me the most. She was the most fascinating out of all the narratives. And then Jane, I just really liked how she was thrown into all of this and how it all starts because of Jane. And yeah, we're following these women because a murder happened at a kindergarten party, and we're trying to figure out why they died and who murdered them. It was great. The pacing was great. I didn't expect that at all. It was fantastic. Highly recommend Big Little Lies. So out of all the books that I've talked about, yeah, Big Little Lies is the one that I recommend the most. Let me know down below in the comments if you've read any of these books. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye, and happy reading!